Hey guys, ParsifalTube here. I'm making this video to explain how you can make absolute bank money from incursions. This is not a new player guide to the mechanic itself though. Because right now it's late in the league, it's about 2 months into Ritual League. You may have leftover Alva missions, such as the ones I have myself. I've got 75 of them, which is a lot. That's mostly due to also a 2 missions every day for logging in and not really using them. The ones you have can be worth up to 1x per mission. And those 75 missions you have, or the ones I have, they can just straight up just give you a headhunter if you just farm them. If you just take the time to rush through the maps and farm them, and especially late in the league, there's more profit for the incursions, and something like a headhunter gets cheaper as people sell it off and they leave the league. Now here's the big question: how are we making money? We're going to be looking for 3 different rooms, essentially the corruption room, unique room, and the gem room. As an example here, we've got the locus of corruption. That is the corruption room. We're looking for this room is tier 3. They're all going to be tier 3. The apex of ascension, which is tier 3 for the sacrifice a unique item room. And the Doriani's Institute, which is the tier 3 of the gem room. These different ways can just try to give you so much money. The first one, the corruption room, can give you around 1x early in the league, but later in the league when people are just have a ton of money and they just want to try and gamble, right now it is selling for around 3x. This is selling as a service to other players and not something you can sell in the market. I'll get to that at the end of the video. The second room, the unique room, can pretty much always consistently give you around 1x, and the gem room can be between negative 30 or 40x or up to like 10, 15x profit. Middle ground being like 2x profit. If you get lucky, I've definitely been unlucky and lucky in equal measures. And so start it off, let me quickly explain what you want to do. You want to be farming all your maps in the Galenic Cairns area. At least for this league, I'm not sure if they'll change it for later. Because of these 2 nodes here, resource reallocation and contested development, whatever the names are. And to that end, to make it easier to farm, I've got 4 watchstones in every single other zone besides that, and 3 watchstones in this one. Do as many watchstones in this one as you have missions. So if you mostly have a bunch of white missions piled up, take away all your watchstones and just run, tier 1 maps. It'll be super easy. I have mostly just red missions, so the easiest thing to do and to pile up a bunch of tier 11 and tier 12 maps is 3 stones. And in that case, I can pretty much never run out of maps, and you don't have to worry about buying maps from other people. But again, the main thing is getting these 2 nodes. This first node is pretty crucial. It basically says there's a 50% chance that when you upgrade a tier 1 room, it suddenly just becomes tier 3. Like, you don't have to run another incursion. It saves you a ton of like is it going to happen? And just a lot of RNG protection there. And the next one is also really interesting. It says that essentially when you swap a room, so it's a tier 1 gem room, and the other option is to swap it to a corruption room, it can actually take that 1 tier of gem and then add it to the 1 tier that the swapped room becomes. So when you swap a room, it becomes tier 1. But if the gem room or let's say the currency room or whatever other room was tier 2 when you swap it, then the resulting swap becomes tier 3. And that can be also very powerful because sometimes you can find like a swap late in the temple and it's too late to like try and upgrade it to tier 3 even through chance. But with this, it makes it instant, which is great and really helps that RNG. So right now, I'm just going to run all 12 incursions, and just show a little bit of tips and actually video on the first like 2 maps or so, and my thought process of like why I'm picking which rooms, just in case you're maybe a bit newer. And I do have some potential tips though, depending on what rooms show up. And at the end of the video, if you want to skip ahead, I'll show myself using each room and how you actually get the profit out of the room. Which besides, I guess, the gem room, they require some form of going outside of the game. So let's just start it up. Throw the map in. Make sure you select the mission, of course. I made that mistake before. And let's head in. I'll be speeding things up for the rest of the video if I need to. All right, here we are. First one, let's see what it is. Looks like we got a potential pick. So pretty easy. These both suck. Picking whatever. After you kill the boss, you can immediately run out. That unlocks the portal. Next room, we've got, here we go. Top option is sacrifice a unique item. Nothing special here. We're just running up to that zone in the area and killing the boss. And moving on. While you're here and farming these, and you do them in higher tier red maps, cultural advancement, this node here, makes all the monsters magic, which is fantastic for XP. Also, as you can see, it glitched out. This is definitely a glitch. And the timer's still going, even though you've left. And which means you can't actually join the next incursion, even if you found it. So I believe, I don't think there's actually one in the boss room. Let's see if I can find out which one it is. Of course, it was down here. Let's see what else we've got. This is going to be a currency room and pack size. So my main tip, especially with the swapping, is especially if you haven't got anything too good. I do have a gem room and the unique room. We're still looking for the corruption room for the 3x. But until that happens, what I like to do is just not give the potential for this room to become tier 3 and make it tier 2 by swapping. A tier 1 into a swap makes it guaranteed tier 2. That way, in the future, if I find the same room or I find something else tier 2 and the swap is the corruption room or the room I want, then basically until I find all three, you're going to be swapping tier 1s and not upgrading tier 1s. Like no matter what it is, just swap the tier 1. That way, you're kind of guaranteed to, like, if you come back next time, like I said, you can turn that tier 2 room into an immediate, oh boy, into an immediate tier 3, and which is super, super handy. Of course, if I can get past all this. Now, and that was pretty much that. On to the next map. And here we go. So we got the unique room again. And if we were to upgrade it, we have a 50% chance that it just immediately becomes tier 3. And we don't have to worry about it ever again. And we just get the free money. So let's see if we got lucky here, shall we? Talk to Alva. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Instant tier 3. Now, here's my problem. I didn't actually connect it to anything. So I really hope I get one of these two rooms to eventually be able to get to it. Well, it's my last incursion, and looks like I didn't actually get either of these rooms by RNG, and I'm missing out on one exalt, free one exalt. I'm just gonna finish off this incursion and this temple, and use it in terms of showing the rewards at the end. This would have been quite a haul, 2 out of the 3 rooms, but I kind of hurried a little bit too much. I'll get back to you. I'll run a few more temples, and as I go through and show you how to actually use your rooms to maximum effect right now.
And I'm back with a Locus of Corruption. It took me a few temples, honestly. Terrible luck. Now that you've got your Corruption Temple, how does this Corruption item thing here give you free Exalted? The answer, my friends, as with many things, is Discord. As you can see, what you need to do is you go to the Forbidden Trove, or Google it, and then join the Forbidden Trove Discord if you aren't already. And then scroll down to the services want to sell. And once you do, type in WTS softcore so it doesn't delete your message, and then what you have. In my case, I have Locus of Corruption. I just noticed someone up here sold it for 4x, which means it's got even higher than 3x. Honestly, I sold my 3x one pretty quick before. So I'm going to hit enter on that. And hopefully within like a minute, we'll get somebody for the video. Looks like the channel's actually kind of dead. So pretty high chance. But that's all you have to do. Um, Post your message. Wait till someone messages you back that they want it. Once you do, scroll down even farther. Click on one of the available service streams and share your screen. The important reason for that is because people will need for you to prove that you didn't just take their item. One of the possible outcomes of corruption from the corruption temple is the fact that you just try to poof the item. Item just disappears. So I'll be right back when I get my sale. And I'm back, and honestly, it took literally a minute after I stopped recording. So yeah, I've invited the person who wants it. I invite him to your party. He comes to the temple, trades you the item he wants you to corrupt. Usually he pays after. In this case, he's paying before. And boom, you got yourself 4x. Now, don't be a douchebag and steal his item. You're a terrible person if you do. And here's the item on the item he wants. And it goes poof. No! 25% chance. Oof. But he did pay you. And that is big oof. Good luck. Yeah. But that's all you have to do. Easy as that. I am going to... Oh my gosh.
So now we're in the unique sacrifice room, which is, double check, the apex of ascension. I actually got it right this time. Got connected. And in this, with this room at tier 3, what you can do is you can put a unique item in and get a unique item out. At tier 3, however, you can put a incursion unique item in along with a very specific, something called a vial. Vials come from the final boss. Very low drop chance, multiple different vials, and it's a very specific vial to a very specific unique. What I did is I bought this belt for about 7C, or usually for 10C. Bought this vial for 30C. It can range between 30 and 40C. And when I click sacrifice on them together, I get Coward's Legacy. Now, this belt is usually a little over 1x. However, currently looking at the market, which I find a bit odd, this is the belt, by the way, on the Wikipedia. This is how I know these two specific items. But as for the belt, if you look at the current results, this person's AFK. This person's at 1.2x. However, it's corrupted. So anyone who maybe wants to make it better can't. This person's AFK for 2x all of a sudden, jumping up. This person's selling for 2x. The next person's selling it for 2.5. So I'm not entirely sure that the actual price is 1.2x, as certain, like, there's a profit website, PB Profit, says. But I think I could probably sell it per run for around 2x, a little under 2x if I want to sell it quick. And we'll see what price it sells at, but that's what you do. Boom, instant profit. You put 40C in, you get 1.5 at least X out. And free money, right? All right, next one. And now we've come to the gem room. How do you make money with the gem room? That is an excellent question. You could just pick up a few random quality gems, or you could use this thing, the lapidary lens. What this thing will do will essentially corrupt a skill gem twice. So in that vein, what you really want is you want a 20-20 gem to become a 21-23 gem. That's maximum profit. How do you make the most profit? Well, you could try and make a 21-23 gem for whatever build you have now. Or, check this out, we go to the website for peewee.ninja and we look at, under skill gems, what is the most expensive 21-23 gem? I'm opting for Herald of Ash. I've seen this thing go sell for like minimum 14-15x, even though it's saying 12.6 here, and it costs around 35C, maybe 45 or 50 if it's a slow day or a lot of them are being taken. And yeah, we'll see what we get. You have to buy the gem, specifically uncorrupted. Don't buy corrupted. 20 level 20, 20% quality, or quality yourself with gem cutters prisms, and then you just see what you get by slamming in. Pray for me. RNGesus. Oh my gosh, I got double screwed. Double screwed. Alright, so this thing can still sell for around 9C. I just double checked on at level 19. So you can make a little bit of money back. But yeah, that was a negative. What I'll be doing is, to finish off the video, is I'll end the video with me quickly showing a large screen of all of like a bunch of temples that I run, nearly all my missions, trying to use them up, even though I get like a third or half of them back sometimes, and kind of see what the profit is in the end once all the averages average out. And I'll see you there.
And I'm back for the final part of the video. I'm recording this about like a week later. It's only like less than a week until the reveal of the next new league, and I thought I'd just stop at about 10 temples, which was only about 40 missions, and I still ended up having like 50 missions left, which I can keep farming out and for the rest of the week. But as you can see here, we've got my spreadsheet of the profit. And I just want to point out that the final temple literally had no good rooms. I had the worst luck. I started off a temple with the corruption room tier 1, never saw it. All 12 incursions. um, but besides that, I've recorded the profits here. You can basically see the RNG in the rooms. I never had, at least in these 10, a triple, but I got really close on some of them. Just kind of RNG on the 50% chance to upgrade fully from the Glen nodes. But yeah, it's honestly, the one thing is I got super, super lucky on one boss drop. He dropped a Vial of Transcendence, which was 8x. So that certainly helped with the profit. And I didn't get any good corruption rooms at first, and then I suddenly kept getting corruption rooms in a row here. But like I said, I'm just making this last part of the video to point out what the profit is like, what the RNG is like, and that it's really just consistently hundreds of exalts, even if you don't get that final boss drop, every time you do this. And to point out, finally, you can do this entire strategy in tier 1 maps if you're farming with a really, really budget build, as long as you've built up those missions, and then just run them. The main thing is getting both Glen nodes may require getting into yellow or maybe early red maps. But if you keep farming white maps or you have the white or yellow missions, they can be done at any tier. It does not affect the rewards whatsoever. But I hope you enjoyed the video. And once again, please look up a new player guide if this was all very confusing, if you're even here at this point of the video. And I wish you all a great rest of your day.